goes in. Burnt Sugar, we're just about ready. Gates go back for the first leg of the bipods, and they often racing from their 1200 meter marker, and Vandalize got away well enough with Jambo Sana. Stage play, Fire Glow right up there with the white blinkers and the yellow cap. Then comes Elusive Martyr behind that. Further back is Red Love, only 4 lengths off the leader. Elusive Martyr just lost a position against the panels. Then comes Mirrors Sunk behind that, and Burnt Sugar has taken the scenic route around runners and only got 4 or 5 to make up. So Fire Glow got to the lead past the 700 with Stage Play in second. Jambo Sana's in third. Then comes Vandalize, Burnt Sugar, Elusive Martyr. Further back is Red Love. Mirrors Sunk is about 5 or 6 off the leader. They homeward bound in the first leg of the bipod, and it's Fire Glow with to the outside Stage Play, and Vandalize is now starting to run home smartly to the outside with Jambo Sana, who's hard up on that inside rail. But here comes Vandalize at Stage Play, and Jambo Sana, the favourite, still needs to find 2 lengths because Jambo Sana has been driven into the lead with Gavin Larena. Stage Play honest on the outside, but it's Jambo Sana. Jambo Sana's beaten Stage Play. Then came Vandalize, who was 1 pace up the lane for third, and further back was Elusive Martyr. From what I've seen with the first 2 races, they don't seem like they're making up too much ground. You've got to be in the firing line turning for home. Obviously the day is still early. You don't want to make that statement right now because things can change. But here's Jambo Sana. Well done to TCP Enterprises, PTY Limited, to Mrs. T. Chetty. Well done to Raymond Davies, to Sturgio, congratulations. And of course to Gavin Smith and to Lorette Lowe. Jambo Sana, number 4, has opened up the bipod to beat Stage Play. Number 7 in second, 8 Vandalize was in third, and 4th to number 2, Elusive Martyr.
Thank you very much. Welcome back to Fairview Racing on the Poly today, the first leg of the bipod. And unfortunately, the odds-on favourite ran third for the bipod punters. But Jambo Sana from the Gavin Smith stable comes out to win this afternoon. And the winning group is JP, not JP for Namarva, but it's a name that we know in the stable. So well done to you, JP. 1,500 Rand, courtesy of our sponsors of the day as well. And they do this every week. Thanks so much to World Sports Betting. JP, very well done to you. Here we go. Take it with you. There we go. Now, what a pleasure. It's been a while since I've chatted to Gavin. Welcome.
Thank you
Mr. Larena, are you well?
Yes, great.
Nice to
Nice to be in town.
Now, when did you get the call, Gavin? Nice to have you here, and we're going to get you to turn and face the camera. Stay there, stay there. Okay, so when did you get the call to come and take up the rides?
I think it was Wednesday evening. Big thanks to Mr. Smith. Nice to get the opportunity. Spoke to Simango last night. He's in good spirits and hoping that he'll be back racing at the end of the weekend.
That's awesome feedback, and so get well, Simango. Now, let's chat about Jambo Sana. A little bit fresh going to post.
Yeah, she's obviously first time scoops today, so maybe it lit her up a little bit, but it was a nice win from her. I think she's a filly that can only improve.
All right, now you don't ride on our Poly that often. Let's get a bit of feedback from you with regards to that.
Yeah, it felt good. Obviously I was in the box seat, so I didn't get much kick up, but it feels like it's in good shape.
All right, now you've got a couple of decent rides. You obviously don't know the horses. I'll chat to Gavin Smith about that in a short while as well. But the general feeling, the feedback here, because it was a small field, but there's something you won with a bit in hand.
Yeah, look, she ran with quite snatchy up the straight.
Okay.
Every time I felt like I was going to go on and win it, she laid off a bit. So, luckily they had the scoops on today, and but they lost a little bit when I really pressed her. She gave me a nice kick, and I think she's still quite immature, so she will improve. Well,
knowing the card that I do, I think hopefully keep fingers crossed. We'll chat to you a bit later, Gavin.
Thank you very much. Big thank you to Mr. Chetty, to Mr. Davis, to Sturgio. Thank you very much. And to Lorette Lowe, thanks a million. To Mr. Smith and his team, well done. And to World Sports Betting, thank you for a beautiful day. Just great to be here. And to Volkerbo Schrift and Ritzenstein, thank you.
Well said.
Thanks.
There we go. That's Gavin Larena handing the microphone over to Gavin Smith. And he starts today. He's got a couple of decent horses with chances as well. We'll touch on that in a short while. But you'll be happy with this, sir.
Lovely, Neil, to get filly over the line, a peach of a ride by Gavin and all the owners involved. Bloodstock SA, the bonuses, there's not a hell of a lot of them left, and her to pull it off, to get the bonus. I'm very happy with that, and for them and to Bloodstock, great for initiative once again. And to Sturgeon and to Provincietti, to Raymond, to Lorette up in Joburg, to all the guys involved. It's just lovely to get this filly over the line.
All right, well, let's get the 100,000 rand in here. And Corin's going to bring it in as well and focus it on there. They can get that into the picture. Extra 100,000 rand from Bloodstock South Africa. It's a maiden juvenile winner bonus. Thanks so much to BSA, Bloodstock South Africa, doing it for the racing. Now, you know what comes up next, and we've been searching and surfing on a lot of runners on the day. And basically on your website, these are the runners that sort of are leaning towards an each-way chance, big chance, each-way chance. Space Explorer, Vision of Wonder, the Winter Lake Perfection, Cherry Ono, and Mr. Bodacious. Now, let's quickly touch on Space Explorer.
Neil, yeah, a very forward run from him last time out. You know, he's just gotten better as he's matured. He was actually quite a big baby and not strong enough in himself. Although he's a big horse, he just mentally wasn't ready for racing, and he's just picked it up as he's gone along. It was a nice forward run last time out. Maybe we hit the front a little bit too early down the long straight, and he was found wanting the last bit. Expecting a fair run, but the caution is the draw. You know, so we're going to need luck in running. I think Sharon's also got form. There's one or two others in there with decent form as well now.
All right, now Vision of Wonder, horse that can cruise up front there, and I think a type of horse that's going to make them gallop this afternoon. He's
a lovely horse, O'Neill. He's done nothing wrong. His prep's gone very well, but in saying that as well, you know, you're jumping now from having them fully wound up last week,
yes,
switching them off, turning them on again, and then we all went on the poly on Saturday and Monday. So it's little different things for the horses, and some of them take to it and some don't quite take to it, but what meets the eye and the way he's eating and what he looks like, he looks an absolute picture now.
The Winter Lake?
Him as well. He's a lovely horse, lovely individual, but the question mark, the poly, you know, he's worked on it, he's seen it, so he's had a feel of it. But, you know, in the race and the kickback is another story.
All right, now Perfection likes to go up there and make every post a winning one. Expect the same type of run this afternoon?
Yes and no, because you know, those races where he's gone up right up there, Neil, there hasn't been a hell of a lot of pace. But you know, looking at the field, there's pace. You know, so it's going to be in the hands of the racing gods and how he comes out the gates and the pace of the race, and then we're going to have to leave it in the jockeys. That's what they're here for.
All right, now the big boy, the one that we all think's got the looks, Cherry Onu.
Oh, the movie star man. Yeah, he's loving life. Eh? I don't think he even realizes he's racing today, because I had to wake him up before races and dust the shavings off him, and yeah, he's going to come to the track and go and run around. That's the way he faces life at the moment. I mean, he's loving it, Neil, and he's coming on and on. You know, it's probably
I'm leaning towards him, I promise you.
Probably his toughest test today, and yeah, we'll see where we are.
All right, and then Mr. Bodacious.
Lovely run last time out, but also little caution, drawn 10 today. You know, depends how fast they're going those races.
All right, Gavin, thanks so much. We can't go through all your runners, but I think reading between the lines and looking on the website and listening to your interviews, those are the runners that I think that you've got big chances with, and you've basically said that Lady Luck comes into play this afternoon for a lot of these runners on the poly. They goes for all the trainers as well. They couldn't get the work in like they'd like to in the week leading up to the big World Sports Betting Day today. But we'll keep our fingers crossed for you.
Thank you very much, Neil. Appreciate the kind words. And thanks to my sponsors, Hollywood.
All right, there we go. Hollywood, the sponsors of Gavin Smith. And World Sports Betting, the guys that are in charge of the day today. And we do appreciate this sponsorship.